Bam, bam, bam. Oh, come on. Periscope pissing me off.
That's how we open up?
That's how we're opening up. My Periscope is not working for some reason. But it works for the Simple Man Radio account. It doesn't work for my account. I tried to get cute and use my account. Whatever. Anyways, we're here with Licensed Plate Guy. We're going to talk about his draft party. We're going to talk about a lot of things, answer your questions.
Dude, what a great introduction. Now we're here with him.
I know. I'm off my game. So now it's like when you start talking, I'm going to have to do out a manual tweet where beforehand it was just going to go live to Periscope with the YouTube link. But anyways, how are you, my man?
Dude, I'm great. Things are somewhat normalcy coming back, which is great. It depends who you talk to, who sits on whatever side of the political stream you're on. But I just want everything to go. I just want everything to go according to plan, so football could be 100%. That's literally all I want.
Dude, I'm ready for some OTAs and mini camps as I take a picture so I can post this on Twitter. We're getting real deal. I think that. Am I crazy for hoping that the Giants are going to be like one of the few teams to do this?
You're out of your freaking loop. The Giants will be team number 37.
I know. I know they will, but I'm like holding out hope. It's like these young guys. I feel like the PA picks the dumbest things to try and win at.
Yeah. All right. So look. So the Giants will be team number 32 to do anything. And that's getting everybody 100%. I have no idea what they're going to do with vaccination versus getting tested versus having a passport, which I don't think they're going to do. Which to even like pregame passes, which won't exist in 2021 as well. And you could rest assured, I don't think they're going to do the OTAs live. It's going to be virtual as well.
Yeah, it just and we're restart off when we're talking about OTAs. I get frustrated because I feel like the PA looks for the dumbest thing. I get they're trying to get every win they can, but it's like is this the win you guys are looking for? Getting rid of OTAs, which is like good for the younger players and guys with workout bonuses.
See, that's a really good point you just made, and I do believe that the young guys will show. Look, Bobby, if you and I were fighting for a position or a job, and I want to impress, I'm going no matter what. I'm going with 7 masks on, and
they're getting bullied. They're getting bullied by the older guys.
I would think that the older guys are like, do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not going. As a veteran, go knock your socks off. And that might or might not, depending on the type of player or person that is, will that be a rift between some players? I don't know.
It's either all or none. And I do think eventually the vets are going to win it out.
Correct.
What sucks is though, but it's not about COVID. It's about it's about the PA getting a win. Because you see it. All these guys are out doing stuff, work, and I'm not mad at them for it. But I do get a little annoyed. It's like, it's not about COVID. It's about you guys trying to get a win over the league.
I mean, you could definitely look at it that way. Life is negotiation, right? I mean, I'll give you an example. At my school, 12 years ago, this person came to talk at our school about how we shouldn't be part of the union because we were like, we're going to get a union. We're going to get a union. We're going to get a union. And they were like, trust me, it's going to take years. That was 12 years ago. We literally just settled. But everything is negotiation. Everything, whether you could leave at 1 minute early. Okay, if we agree to that, then you get this. So this is the same thing. The PA, everything is a negotiation. Everything.
All right, let's stop talking about negotiations and let's talk about what people want to hear about and what all the comments are about the hair. Now, here's my question for you. Can you convince me? Because I am very close to getting rid of all of it right now. I am over it. It's getting hot in Florida. I am ready to get over it. I'm over it, man. When I'm working outside, it sucks. I'm done with it. I'm very close to just cutting it all off.
Hold on. I have a very important question to ask you. First of all, you did that already, and you grew it back like that. So why would you grow it back if you really didn't want it? And number two, you're not like a bun pony type of guy. So if you're not, get rid of it.
Here, I'll show you. I like the idea of it.
He's like,
I just don't like it. You know, like I like the idea of long hair. I just don't like. Right now, it's fine, but it's like when I'm out at the beach or something, and it's messy, it looks like crap. So what I've been doing is the hairband.
Yes, I've seen you do that. The hairband. I'm not. I mean, that's kind of not your problem though, because in the summer in the hot Florida, it's under here that's killing you.
Yeah, but that's not even that. Well, and right now it's in the middle phase where it's like it's not below, it's not like, it's like resting on my shoulder right now instead of behind my shoulder. And then so even with the hairband, it's all like going forward like this. And if I'm driving with the windows down, it gets it's just kind of getting annoying is what I'm saying. You know what?
I got to be honest with you. I like the bun more than the hairband.
But the bun, bro, I feel like
you can't do it. It's too short to do a bun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's too short. Never mind. You got to keep going, bro. Just.
I just feel like the Florida summer, spending every weekend at the beach, is gonna suck with it.
You still got some nice flow going.
Yeah, it's getting there. I guess once it gets past the shoulders, it'll feel a little better. But
I told you the story of why I grew it, right?
No, I don't think you have.
Really?
I'm a bad listener, so that could be it too.
I don't know. A while back, a long time ago, my softball team was raising money for pediatric cancer. And we were like, you know what? We should all like grow our hair for 1 year and not cut it and then like donate it. I'm like, and that was an elder statesman. I'm like, guys, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. First of all, for donating your hair, you need like length. You can't just
yeah, not 1 year.
I'm like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And some guy turned around and was like, he's like, Joe, you could grow your hair? Aren't you old that you can't grow it anymore? I'm like, you mother. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I can grow my hair. So I grew it. And like you, it was in the middle stage. And I was like, this sucks. I look like it was dumb. Not yours, mine. And I forgot it was that year that I started going and sitting front row at the away games. I never really sat front row. I was always like wherever on the Giants side. But this year it was front row. And it was like one of the only times Eli ever talked to me from the field, which
I do remember this now,
which never happens. And I was like blowing him up, like, yeah, let's go. He was like, let's go, Blondie. And I was like, what did he say? What did he say? And that was it. And I never cut it again. Then I did it. Then 10 years later on LPG, and now I can't cut it.
I know. So I'll see how I feel after the draft, but I was very close to just shaving it off this past weekend. And I don't do I'm thinking about maybe trimming it, but then it's like, I don't know.
Do me a favor. Wait till one of my events and I'll have a giant do it for you.
All right. We could probably do that. I could get a nice, get a nice fade.
Yeah, we'll cut it. It'll be, their first time ever doing something like that. It'll be really messed up. And you'll have to go home and get it done for real.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I'll wait till at least the draft and see how we feel going for that. All right, but speaking of the draft, you're hosting a draft party, and it kills me that I'm not going to be there. I really want to be there, but everyone else should go. But kind of tell us about it, because usually you're there, but different circumstances this year.
Yeah. You know what? I looked at it two ways. I am at the draft. I do get to sit in those pretty nice seats. And I started thinking to myself, do I want to be caught with a stupid grin on my face or upset look at the draft, or do I want to be partying somewhere with a couple of drinks at my tailgate party? So I think that COVID's going to put another squash to it. I don't think you're going to be able to be near the players anyway in Cleveland. So I decided, you know what? It's been long enough. I haven't had my softball game in 2 years. This being the second year. I got shut down for the Giants-Steelers game by the NFL. I couldn't have that party. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a tailgate party. And I threw it up there. It was Darnay Holmes and I. We discussed what we were going to do. He's going to come in, and hopefully he's going to bring some couple of current guys. But like you said, they use COVID as a as an excuse. So in the meantime, Darnay's in charge of getting some current, and I'm in charge of getting some former players. And I got about 10 guys coming from Jay Alford, Casillas, Bromley, Wynn, Bowley. Jacobs is going to make it. And I have one, which I'm so happy he's coming back. I can't tell you who yet because I want to book his flight. But let's just say he's a Super Bowl champion and wide receiver, and he's awesome. I can't hear you.
I have my mic muted.
What'd you say?
I said I think me and you have talked about him before, so I will. I won't say it.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
but this is kind of cool because the parking lot to this tailgate party opens at like 4, so the buses and trailers and cars and Giants, everything, they're gonna come. They're gonna grill just like Giant Stadium. They're gonna grill. They're gonna play loud music. They're gonna do whatever, and then 2 hours later, the gates open. And 2 hours after that, the draft is going on. And I have all these guys just like walking the atrium floor, taking pictures, signing autographs, doing whatever.
So I just put the link for it. Will you be mad at me if our listeners are there stickering up the entire stadium?
I wish you didn't even tell me that, but I expected it anyway. So I actually had a surprise for you. I would have been the first one to put a sticker on it. So
I am addicted to stickers. Someone asked the question to Justin, was like, what's something you always leave with the house with besides your phone and wallet? And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? It's sad at this point. I'm 29 years old now. And stickers. Every time I leave the house, I put like stickers in my shirt pocket. Just like put it. I've kind of slowed down a little bit because it's like, after maybe 4 or 5 months and the whole billboard thing.
You do know it's going to catch up to you, right? It's just a matter of time, right?
Oh, I know.
Oh, cool.
Some business is going to be upset about it, and they're going to look up Talking Giants, and they're going to see Bobby Skinner, and like, oh, Bobby Skinner lives in Melbourne, and then I'm going to get some type of like $100 fine or something for it. But
you know what? That story alone will be worth it.
I was going to say posting that fine would be 100% worth it. I just post it, Talking Giants versus the world. It's already worth that $100.
Yeah,
maybe I'll turn the fine into a sticker.
I was just gonna say, oh my god, the fine itself is there. I was gonna say, of course you're gonna post the fine itself with a sticker on the bottom of it.
Yeah, or I'll just. And I also said the next step, because right now it's kind of boring. Like put it on, whatever sign. The next step is putting a sticker on a police car, and getting a picture of that. That is the next step. So we'll see what happens. We're in full draft mode right now. So maybe once we slow down from the draft, we'll do that. And I think I'm going to the Keys in maybe July. So I'll definitely sticker up Key West. So
well, just know that I'm in support of you and Talking Giants. I will put them at the away stadiums. So you have no problem with that.
Very good.
We'll make it worldwide.
I love that you had our presidential ones at Philly, which is like Philly. I wouldn't want it at any other stadium besides Philly.
Philly, and I think I put one there. I sent you a picture. I put one inside the stadium. I put one on my seat.
I know. I was very appreciative of that, and that really was the beginning of the sticker movement. Like we always had the cool. Talking Giants and the magnets and stuff. Like we always gave those out. But the election ones were the ones that bred, like, okay, we're going to do different designs besides just the regular Talking Giants one.
Dude, I can't stop thinking about the fine turning it into a sticker.
We'll see. Never mind. Buddy Brown, Mr. Brownstone, aka J Rock, gotta run, but you guys are awesome. 17-0, Talking Giants versus the world. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
So we'll start taking at least some questions. What happens is I'm bad at live streaming, Joe. Because I just start talking and I forget to answer questions.
All right, so I love the live stream. So you post them and let's see what we can do.
Yeah, so start asking questions because that's my issue. Like I'll just start talking, and then I just won't answer like Chris the entertainer. He'll get a million questions a second. Where it's like people with us, they just like stop asking questions. Like, okay, Bobby's
Bobby's not going to answer me anyway.
no, he's not going to answer them. So we kind of get caught up in that. Here's one.
The worst thing. Oh, got it.
Is LPG still mad at me for Julian Gettleman?
So, do you know what that is?
No.
So Gettleman.
We can't hear you. Your mic sucks.
Who, mine?
Yeah, I feel it's probably like you got to sit in on something.
No, you're good. How is it now? Is it all right?
That's good right there.
All right. So I guess Gettleman, or I guess whoever that was right there, made a Julian Edelman and Gettleman like all in one, like a two, like Julian Edelman's face with Gettleman's face, and
okay.
And I was like, why? Like, why? And it just became a thing on Twitter today. But I was like, he was like, because it's fun. And I was like, yeah, but why that pick? It just looked weird to me. But anyway, it was fun. It's all in fun.
Hall of Famer, Julian. That was crazy. And then it was like maybe like 10 people, but it stirred up the internet. And I'm just done arguing Eli Hall of Fame. Like I'm over it. I'm done. I'll talk about it in 4 years. He'll get in. People will cry, and I'll book my tickets to the Hall of Fame game, and I'll see you there.
All right. So I have in my phone, in my gallery, I have a special place that I store all the arguments that I had about that, and you cannot argue right now because I'm arguing my point, you're arguing your point. Wait X amount of years. If he gets in, great. If he doesn't get in, great. Then you have your arguments. It's so dumb. All I do is screenshot it and I say, oh, that's going to be a great tweet in 4 years from now.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you in 4 years from now when you say, oh, okay, he made it, my bad.
Oh, I can't wait. It's New York. It's the Manning thing in the New York. But like I said, I'm done arguing about that. So somebody asked the obvious question, Joseph Moyo. Who are you taking at 11 right now?
All right. Well, I want to see look, first of all, kudos to you. You really spend a lot of time going over some of these picks. And, I am not someone that's going to sit and do that, but I really.
Nobody is. It's a sickness what I do.
Yeah, it definitely is a sickness, but I've actually enjoyed it. So keep it up. And I do like seeing your rounds 1, 2, and past that. But I got to tell you, I'm still about weapons. I do want the comparisons between the cheetah. I want Chase, but I do want Waddle. However, I don't care what anybody says. The Giants cannot mess this draft up. They can't. It's impossible. I would be happy with Waddle. I would be happy with Chase. And let's say the Giants decide, you know what? We need to protect the 26 and 8. I'm totally happy with Sewell, who will be gone, and Slater, if he's there at 11, who, by the way, I think Penei Sewell is incredible. Slater might be better at a different position. Not that he's going to be a different position, but you can't mess it up. If the Giants turn a cheek and decide to go defense with Parsons, if they look past whatever red flags everybody thinks that he has, I'm a huge Devin White fan. I wanted Devin White more than anybody. I think Parsons is just as good. I think he's a sideline to sideline. So I'm sorry. The Giants had such a great offseason. You can't scare me with anybody that they pick.
Yeah.
You can't.
I agree. Right now in my head, it's the battle between one of the offensive linemen or wide receiver. Even the guard from USC, I actually watched him yesterday, and I would be down with him. So I lean O-line, but it is a true battle between that and wide receiver. Like, I would be pumped with those. Parsons is the defender, like you said, that I would be excited. You get a corner or an edge, and I'm not excited. I'm just not. Okay. It's not saying it's the wrong pick, and I'm not a type of guy, and this people might hate this. I'm not going to get enraged at basically any pick besides QB because we always look back at the draft and be like, wow, how dumb were we? But besides QB, I won't be enraged, but I won't be excited for either of those two picks.
So, all right. So I want to take what you just said. Let's say the Giants are dead set. Give me some of the edges. Give me some of the edges that you would want besides Rousseau.
Kwity Paye, Jalen Phillips are the two I like there.
Okay. So
I've moved off Rousseau, even though I did like him.
I think the Giants are very high on the two names that you said, like very high. Somebody told me that somebody said something, but I think they're very high on them. Let me ask you something. If you're at 11 and the Giants have, let's say those guys are gone. Let's say Waddle, who's high on the list, is gone. Let's say Slater, who's high on the list, is gone. Let's say Chase is high on the list, is gone. Do they actually take a couple of spots back? I wouldn't mind taking an edge 20 and above, 18 and above. You don't take them top 15. You don't take them top 12. Not these guys. Although Phillips he's a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a monster. He's a monster. You can't teach that size, but
I like both those guys. And that's the thing is, like I said, I won't be mad because we always look back at the draft and we're like, wow, we were dumb. Like it's every time. Every time. It doesn't matter how good you are at this. Your rankings will suck when you look back at it.
Yeah.
And especially and that's for the top guys, the scouts. And this is me who watches 2-3 games of these guys. You know, 2-3 games and then a highlight film. So I'll never take myself that serious. Except for Wyatt Davis. I don't like him. But I just won't be excited for one of those guys. Unless you said, like you said, trade back. But I won't believe any trade back rumors until I see it.
I agree. I think the one that's been talked about the most is with the Patriots, right?
Yeah, that's basically been it. Yeah.
All right, let me see this next one because you're already laughing at it.
I don't know what it is, but do you know what Eurovision is?
Eurovision?
I love when he says, where'd it go? Did he delete it? LPG was awesome in Eurovision film. Movie. I'm gonna click. I'm Googling Eurovision movie and then clicking images.
Oh man.
Oh. Yeah, hold on.
I can only imagine.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna pull it up.
You're gonna split screen it?
I can put it up on the screen. Hold on.
Did Rio did me dirty?
No, it's funny.
I love it.
Here we go. Come on. Bam.
You know what? I got this so many times when it came out. You have no idea, bro. That's awesome.
I bet you do.
All the time.
That's fun.
That's awesome.
Let me try and figure out how to take off screen. Bam. What about that?
Hey, Bobby.
Dick Vitale. That's my favorite picture of all time is Dick Vitale like that.
Yeah, I guess there's really nothing to be. There's nothing to be. I'm sorry. I don't think the Giants could screw this up. I don't.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, I agree. We're in a position to take best player available on their board. And if they go edge, it's like, how can you be too? If they believe in a guy there, don't get too caught up in your own draft research. If they believe in a guy there, and it's the edge, which is our weakest spot, I think edge is weaker than O-line, even though O-line is more important. I'm not going to be pissed off, unless they take a quarterback or a running back in round one, I don't think I'm going to be mad.
Listen, the argument that I've been seeing towards my Waddle and Chase is that it's so deep wide receiver. And they're right. It's a very deep class from, I already told you my favorite receiver. If Waddle and Chase were off the board, I'd want the Giants to grab, Slater or Parsons at 11 and round 2, even though we would need, wide receiver. Could you imagine if Tony was there, who's my favorite?
Oh, you're Tony. I like Tony a lot. Wide receiver, there's so many guys to fall in love with. Your 11th best wide receiver you can fall in love with.
Correct.
So I get that. But I also see the point of being dude, wide receiver is a very important position. go get you the guy who you think is going to be the best, not the best
Right.
value.
See, I'm really happy that you said that, because that's kind of my argument. Today I posted Chase or Waddle, stick to the game plan. I wrote something like that, and some guy is like, it's amazing how you're just gonna cast aside Slayton and Shep. And I'm like, that first of all, it's totally not what I'm doing, number one. And number two, I'm a huge Shep fan. I think he's the number one, in my opinion, he's the number one underrated Giant. Number one in my book, what he does.
Longest tenured Giant.
Correct. I think, what does he have? Another year? Two tops?
Two.
Okay.
I think he has 2 on the contract.
Correct. 2 on
It
the
could
contract.
just mean 1 year. I don't know, but we're not locked into like Shep after this year.
Right. Well, you do understand that. You more than most people and everybody listening now, you do understand that contracts don't mean anything. You could have a guy locked in for 4, 5, 6 years. It doesn't matter. Half these 3/4 of the guys are never playing out their contract anyway.
Yeah.
Never. People don't understand that.
People make that argument for certain positions, like, oh, look at this position, and guys never get their second contract. It's like, most guys don't get to their third contract. If they sign like a 4 or 5 year deal, they almost never get to the third one.
Well, they hardly ever finish the first one without either renegotiating or they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jenkins, Vernon, Snacks.
Anybody.
Like none of those guys.
Correct.
Like almost nobody lasts through that second contract.
Correct. And again, it doesn't matter if it's I'll sign Bobby Skinner to an 8-year contract. After 2 years, see you later. It doesn't matter. People don't understand that.
Yeah. Let's see. Questions. Like I said, I keep on forgetting we're supposed to be answering questions.
Yeah, no doubt. Bring them up.
Can we get some details on LPG's draft party? I'm thinking about coming up from DPC. DC. Authentic. He does a good YouTube channel. I've never got to talk with him, but I do like him.
Authentic. What's happening, my brother? Look,
I'll post the link again, but what can people expect?
Bobby posted the link as far as tickets. Look, I try to keep all my events, I try and keep extremely low, $20, $25 a ticket. I can't control the parking. That's another 20 or 25, unless you have a van or bus or whatever. That's like 40. I can't control that. But, the ticket that you get, I decided if you're going to spend any amount of money to come to an event, I'm going to give you a raffle ticket. And that raffle ticket is like to go to an away game. I think it's Dallas. Sit right by me. I'm going to give 2 tickets away. It's a few $1,000s. Someone's going to win it, which I think is awesome. So once you get your ticket that you download, you're going to come to the event and, come to the gate, and you're going to trade it for a raffle ticket. And the next day I'm going to announce it. I think that's pretty cool.
You know what? I just thought of this one. I get to keep the raffle. Actually, you know what? Let me not be a bad person. I want to buy somebody's ticket. So somebody in the chat, I'm trying to think, what's a good way to give somebody in the comments a ticket? Like, what should I ask for? Like you know what? I'll just say I'm picking.
No, I believe it's an email. I believe.
Well, I don't want to. I just want to like name the person right now in the comments, but I need to give like a contest. I don't want to spam it with numbers.
All right.
Come on, but the two of us blondes have to be able to come together with a good idea on the spot.
That's true. That's true.
Trying to think. Let's see.
How many stickers does Bobby have on his desk right now?
You know what? Hold on, I got one. Someone said 58, which is my favorite number.
Why? Just curious.
That's just the number I wore playing football.
I was gonna say, because you probably are Carl Banks' favorite fan, and you do that just to piss Justin off.
I go back and forth on Kyle. There's times where I love him, and then there's times where it's just like I want to strangle you, even though he would strangle me. You know what? I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100.
58.
I'm thinking of it. All right, go ahead. Now we're gonna get You know what? Someone said maybe a trivia. Okay, I'm going to think of
I totally agree with the trivia part. I can't believe you said pick a number.
Okay, who is the yeah? Who is the actor in your favorite movie?
In my favorite movie,
Yeah.
I have a lot, but I can't believe the one that came to my mind. Boom, I have one.
But who? No, I'm asking you who's the favorite actor, and then I'm going to ask them what's your favorite movie, and then the actor will be the hint.
Not fair. They guess it in a heartbeat.
Oh, so it's like a one-hit wonder.
In this one, yeah.
Have you watched a bunch of Jim Carrey movies?
I have.
All right. What is LPG's favorite Jim Carrey movie? So keep your eye on the comments, and then the first one to answer will get. So you got like Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Cable Guy, Mr. Truman Show.
I actually have one. Believe it or not. All right, let's do it. And by the way, it was Shawshank Redemption. By the way.
Oh, okay. Well, so who would be the actor in that?
It's not going to be Morgan Freeman.
I was going to. Who's the other guy?
Come on, man.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I'm bad with movies. I've only seen it once.
Oh, wait, time out before you.
Jim and Andy's a great movie, by the way.
Phenomenal. I went 2 years ago to Ohio State Penitentiary just to walk the penitentiary where it was filmed.
Really? Oh, that's in Ohio. I'm not familiar. People like know that movie like the back of their hand. I watched it on TV one time. That's my.
No, you've only seen Shawshank one time?
Yeah, and it was on It was like on It was like on TNT on a Sunday.
It's probably one of the greatest movies ever made, bro.
I bet it is. I'm just bad with that type of stuff.
Do me a favor. I'll tell you what. Are people guessing, by the way?
Yeah. Can you see the comments on the side?
No.
Okay. What is it? Let's see if someone answered it.
Liar, liar.
Okay. Let's see. We got. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of comments right now.
I bet you no one put liar, liar.
Cable Guy, Liar, Liar is a great one. The Mask. Hopefully, no one does it now. It's not coming up.
All right, don't worry about it. I have a new contest.
Someone said Big Fat Liar. Should we count that? Because we know what they meant.
Oh wait, is Big Fat Liar, liar, liar? No, it's liar, liar, right?
Okay, you're right. Mr. Popper's Penguins. That's just a damn joke right there.
Hey, while you're looking at the comments, has anybody seen Long Shot, the documentary on Netflix?
Oh, I watched it the other night because you introduced it to me. And I was looking for something to watch on Netflix. That was really good.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, that was really good. That's crazy. It is crazy how I've been watching a lot of crime stuff lately too, and that was wild.
I was so taken back that I paused it in the middle and I was like, wait, how long is this thing? And it said like 11 minutes left. And I was like, this is incredible. 40 minutes. That thing was great. If anybody didn't see that, please go watch Long Shot.
I've been watching. Okay, so I guess Manny won. So Manny, send me like a DM me on Twitter a screenshot of your YouTube page, like your YouTube account, so I know it's you, and then I'll buy your ticket for the.
Hey Manny, congratulations! I think that's awesome, and Bobby, that's really cool of you. Manny,
everyone else, link in the bio or link in the chat. Get your tickets.
You're still gonna have to buy a parking pass, Manny. It's not that expensive, but you are gonna have to buy it.
Can they buy the parking passes there, or do they need to buy them online?
Because of CDC guidelines, everything's online.
Okay, so
I need to know how many people. I need to know how many vehicles. I need to know. It's so crazy the stuff you have to jump through to hold any kind of event.
Right on. Now we got someone else saying they won.
Someone else. Oh, so another thing I wanted to tell you. I did a.
I hate doing this because it's people.
Hold on. I did this with True Blue with Mike Vivolo, and he had a stack of like Darius Slayton cards. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to give away 10 cards to the first couple people that can answer what college did Darius Slayton go to. I'm like, you know what, Mike? I'm out of this. Goodbye. Because I knew he was going to get and everybody's going to be like, I won. It was the dumbest thing he could have done. You have to come up with something crazy.
Okay, so here, look at these people. They figured it out. And these are my type of people. They figured out. One, Manny said he can't go anyways, but I guess Wild Bat was first. So Wild Bat, take the picture of your thing.
Big Wild Bat.
Wild Bat. How about that? All right. So I think that's
Wild
what he said.
Bat. How about that? I like that.
So and he's like, let's redo or something. So Wild Bat, you're a good guy. I'm getting it for you. Wild Bat. Wild Bat 909.
Where does Wild Bat live? I'm curious.
Yeah, someone said Authentic said I have to do it based on who I let the answer go. Anyways, Wild Bat, you won. It's over. It's my money. I'm spending how I want. Wild Bat wins. I'm a dictator when it comes to this stuff. So do you think we're going to get to go to camp? Because last year, I remember you telling me I'm a big dumb idiot, and I was a big dumb idiot for holding out hope. Can I hold out hope this year?
Yeah, I told you last year. I cannot see. I'm going to tell you what I was hoping for last year, and then I'm going to roll it right into this year. I was hoping that the OTAs was going to be deaded, and they were. I was hoping that camp was going to be deaded, and it was. And I was hoping that everything was closed until opening day, and it still was closed. So I'm kind of like hoping that this year is kind of the same thing. Dead in everything. Everybody gets the vaccine or not, whatever the hell they're going to do, would prove you have a negative test, go get your passport. I don't know, whatever it is. And then we jump into the season at 100%. If that means that it's going to cost me going to camp every day, which I do, and going to OTAs, no problem.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the games that mean the most.
I don't think I really want to go to freaking camp for a week. That was supposed to be our first time to do it. But here's why I don't think it's going to happen. Because they don't make money off camp.
Correct. It's just for the fans. Yeah. And God forbid they have one outbreak, they'll be blamed for opening it up. They're not going to have camp. There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Look how we opened the show. We opened the show talking about how the PA is like, no one's coming to OTAs. You think they're going to turn around in a month, 2 months from now and want to go to camp? Not going to happen.
Yeah, it sucks. Whatever. I just want to freaking go to camp I want to go down to the training camp for a week, spend a week down there, talk to people.
I know exactly what you want to do. You want to watch to see who's going to be the starting tackle. You want to see how crazy the blocking is. Like, how big did Pert get? You want to see Andrew Thomas. You want to see the guys that got brought in. I know what you want to do. You want to see the challenges, the fighting that it's going on. I want to see that too, bro. I really do.
You know, that's what I want to see. I want to see a freaking video of Daniel Jones throwing the Kenny Golladay in Arizona. Oof. We didn't get a single clip from that. Not even like them hanging out together afterwards. And I tried. I tried to get a clip of Daniel Jones throwing the Kenny Golladay because it would have been the biggest social media thing we would have ever done, which is funny because like you could put all your work into something. You get a clip of one a QB throwing to a wide receiver. It would have blown us up. Like I would have watermarked it and everything. But they kept that tight lip, man. They didn't have anything coming out of it.
It and everything.
I'm serious. They kept that tight lip. Nobody on their phones, nothing.
It's true. As they put it away. It's true.
Frustrating.
And maybe they just don't forget we live in a different world now. And I could see them practicing being very close to one another, not social distancing, no masks, and watch the internet go crazy about it.
Yeah, DJ Lughead. I said that. DJ Lughead stopped them from putting out clips on social media.
I don't know if it was him, but my guess is that he took the reins of the whole operation. So yeah, maybe.
Chris D. Benedetto, are you related to the NASCAR driver, who's my favorite driver because he drives the number 21? So how about I'm asking Chris that. All right, so I asked some questions. We got the raffle over. That lasted like 5 seconds.
He said
a bad way of doing it because I should have known that was going to happen.
He said it's my money, you won.
So, but I do think the other guy won. Manny, send me your address. I'll send you some stickers. How about that? Let's see. Michael Scott asks. All right, go ahead.
No. What is Joe's coolest piece of memorabilia? One that means the most. I've noticed a lot of stuff in his background. Wow, Mike, that's a really good question. But so so besides the ceiling, I will tell you that I'll tell you two funny stories. This toaster.
Oh, let me move
So
the chat.
so this toaster right here. Um, remember when the Giants toasters came out, Bobby? So
No, I don't.
it's a long time ago. These toasters came out and they put an NY on your toast when it's toasted. You didn't know that?
No, that's pretty cool though. We got to get a Talking Giants toaster.
So it that NY when you put it in the toaster, your bread comes up and it's toasted with an NY on it.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool
Yeah,
idea. I'm
yeah, you've
surprised they
never
don't
seen
make
it?
more of those.
Yeah, well, they made it. It was a long time ago. So the funny story about that is, it was during Christmas time, and I had gotten it as a gift, and I was like, oh, that's it's incredible, and I used it for like a week. Anyway, we went over to the Blackburns to celebrate Christmas, right? And I see on the counter, we were giving gifts to the kids and this and that. And I see on the counter there was a Giants toaster, and I'm like, oh shit, he probably got that for me, but I already own one. So at the later, he's like, this is for you. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And he's like, okay. I'm like, no, I know what it is. I love it. Can't thank you enough. Thank you for the toaster. He's like, open it. I'm like, dude, I know it makes giant toast. I don't have to open a toaster in your house. I'm cool with it. I love it. Thank you so much. He's like, open in the effing gift. And it was signed by the team. So that
That's
was
pretty cool.
all right. So my favorite piece to answer Michael's question is definitely my Lawrence Taylor jersey. You know why, right? Can you see it?
Best wishes, and best. It looks like you put best wishes twice in a row.
All right. So we played a round of golf. This
Oh
is
my gosh,
LPG,
you scumbag!
LPG with no hair, right? So we play around the golf with LT, and that's his car, right over there. He locked his keys in his car, Bobby. So we needed a ride home. So my friends and I take him home, and we're sitting at his house. I said, do you mind if I come back with my jersey and just a few pictures? It would mean the world to me if you would sign them. If I go print these out, please. He goes, no problem. I do about 100 home. I go to 1 hour photo. I print out the picture we took at golf, and I run back to his house with my jersey. And I swear to you, I remember it like yesterday, sitting on his couch. He's got 2 Doberman pinchers. He's watching for TJ Hooker, and I put the jersey out on the table, make it all nice and smooth. He signs best wishes and nods out. I shit you not, fell asleep. Bobby, as God is my witness. So I'm like, LT. He wakes up, best wishes again. So look, I was so upset. I think I was still just like 17 there. I think I went home and I was like crying to my mom, like, this is my favorite jersey. He ruined it, blah, blah, blah. And now, all my bitching and moaning and complaining, it's like the number one piece I have, and the story gets better and better every time.
That's ridiculous.
It's a true story. Swear to God. I tell him that story all the time.
That's funny. So here's something I want to ask you. You got to talk with Kenny G, the newest, most important Giants receiver. How was that? Anything you can relay us there without getting yourself in trouble?
No, yeah, sure I can. So my friend calls me up and he's like, hey, you have your phone handy. I'm like, you just called me on it. He's like, all right, hang up. I got someone calling you. So I'm like, all right, cool. I picked up the phone. It's Kenny G. And I'm like, I knew right away. I'm like, holy cow. I'm like, dude, Kenny G's like LPG. I'm like, I even love that you said that. So we talked for like a good 10 minutes. I talked about what it was like, in Detroit. What's it like coming to New York? And why were you dead set on New York? Because I believe you were. I believe you didn't give a shit about any other team but New York. He was like, you right. I'm like, you really didn't want to go anywhere else? He goes, nothing like the Big Apple. I'm like, wow, he is so pumped to be here. It didn't matter if that contract, he didn't say this. It didn't matter if that contract was 10 million less. I really believe he had one spot, and that was New York.
Yeah. That was such a big signing. It's kind of cool how it all went down. And I feel like Giants fans are pretty happy right now and pumped for the future, you know? Obviously we're in draft month right now, so it's, we're kind of at each other's throats. But once the draft is done and over, I think we all feel like in a good spot. And I think we feel in a good spot because we can finally say win or else. And John Mayer kind of said it too, that there's no more talk of rebuilding.
Yes.
If there's not more wins than losses at the end of the year, then there's no more excuses. And I think that's a good spot to be in,
All right, so let me ask you a quick question. I'm not a realistic Giant fan. We all know this, but when I see spending like that, and I loved every cent of it, it's not my money, and they'll figure it out. And I think Kevin Amos is a genius, but I start having visions of 2018, and I start thinking about spending $206 million on the defense, which was Eli Manning's last hurrah. And now you fast forward to 2021, and they're spending this exorbitant amount of money. And this is it, Daniel Jones. If you're not the guy, which I really believe he is, in his third year, he has to prove everything. But I really believe that if he's not, we're in deep shit for many years, bro. So he better play his balls off.
Yeah, it really, and I do. And like I said, you believe in him, I believe in him. It's I'm not going to get into the Jason Garrett stuff, but it is a big year. Like, I do think when it's like, oh, he has to show it all this year, it's like, oh, does he? Like, I think he just like if we're picking 20th next year, we're probably not going to go QB, which would put us in the play. Yeah, that puts us in the playoffs, 14 teams.
Correct.
So it would be a first round loss, which that would be disappointing. Losing in the playoffs is disappointing no matter, like, even last year if we made the playoffs 6-10, losing in the playoffs would have still sucked.
That's correct.
But I think you do feel a little better about the season when you look back a month later.
I look. Are you giving it the same? Are you giving it the same hoopla that you gave Baker Mayfield? Are you giving it the same hoopla that you gave Josh Allen when they just went to the playoffs because they're each third year or third and fourth, whatever?
I guess that's true. Well, Josh Allen definitely, he had an MVP year, but Baker is very similar. Where I think the question is still out on him, but he's comfortable this year. He's comfortable going into this year.
Right.
But it could flip very quick with Baker, where I don't think it could flip with Josh Allen if Josh Allen has some struggles this season. But everything does flip quickly with the reactiveness of social media and everything
of a fan base. Yeah.
So if we're in the playoffs, he will be the QB for year 4. But he's got the receivers, which he needs. I think Golladay, one, is just a good receiver, but he's a perfect fit because Jones is that touch thrower who's extremely accurate downfield.
Correct.
And
he's the best bad ball catcher out of the bunch as well. He will go up and he will come down with that ball more than the defender. And
can I say something? Matt Stafford is the most overrated QB in the NFL. I've watched him. He's a good player, but people act like he has been the most mistreated QB in NFL history. He's had some really good teams around him before, and he's never done anything with it. And I even going through Kenny Golladay stuff, it's like, dude, he misses people. Like people want to look at every throw by Jones or whoever their QB is. Look at Stafford. He misses dudes all the time. Makes some insane throws, but he misses dudes all the time. And I think it's just he's stuck in Detroit, and it's one reason why Eli gets hate and Phillip Rivers doesn't. Like Phillip Rivers, if he played in New York, he would be hated by the national media. But it's like he just kind of, lived his life in San Diego where no one pays attention to the Lions. They just kind of like, oh, he's good. We see the highlight plays, and Stafford's good. Like, I think the Rams doing what they did is a good move, but it's not like Stafford has been like this horribly treated quarterback in Detroit. It's like he's had some elite weapons, and he had a top 10 like a top 5 defense one year with those weapons, and they lost in the first round to the Dallas freaking Cowboys.
Yeah. And I'm totally with you on that. I believe that you just said picking 20th. I believe that's going to be the Rams for the next 2 years. They're just going to be picking 20th. First round.
I Dan Orlovsky was like, he's going to have an MVP year. It's like, let's relax a little bit.
Hold on.
Maybe he does, but like he was like, he's going to have an Aaron Rodgers like year. It's like, anyways, Orlovsky kind of gets carried away. Here,
he's going to be expectations from. How would you have to talk to Kenny G? What are your expectations from? The same as it was before I talked to him. The guy better have. He's going to have over 1,000 yards, which I think is not so difficult for our number one receiver. To
the
be
touchdowns, that's going to matter.
You're correct. It's going to be touchdowns. And you know what? I'm gonna give him like between 9 and 11
touchdowns.
You think more?
I don't. I think 9 or 11 is a good conservative, but I also Golladay is going to open it up for Slayton. Like I do think Slayton. I don't know what we do in the draft, and I'm okay with being a wide receiver. I'm okay with it being a wide receiver. Like nobody has like Shep or Slayton haven't earned the right for them not to pick one in the first round. But if they don't, I'm very excited for Slayton.
It's funny that you said Slayton and not Shep. I think Shep is going to benefit the most. You say Slayton.
I think Shep's kind of going to like it. Well, Shep is good on the outside of the slot, but I think him being in the slot, he's going to be nice. You know, this past year he had like an 80% catch. Like Shepard had a quietly good season. He's not never going to be that guy that's going to score all the touchdowns, so it doesn't get noticed. But he had like an 80% catch rate.
Underrated. My number one underrated.
Where Slayton was getting wide receiver one treatment, he was getting the safety over the top.
Correct.
And him getting not wide receiver one treatment. Look at that connection he had with Jones in their first year. There's a connection there. But when he doesn't have a cornerback draped on him, I really do think it's going to open things up for Slayton. There's a good connection there with Jones. And Joe Judge, if they had to tell Jason Garrett and the way they're adding coaches to be like, we have to open this up. Stop coaching this kid scared. Open it up. You don't have to be Pat Shurmur, balls to the wall, wide open all the time, but open it up for this kid to learn. And I was very against the idea of just bringing back Garrett for continuity, but continuity is better than not having continuity. So I think it's going to be a fun year for this offense, even if the offensive line struggles. And you know me, I'm saying pick O-line round one, but if you look at 2020 for like the offense, my blames were 1, Jason Garrett, 2, wide receivers because they couldn't excel in Garrett's scheme, but nonetheless. And then Jones and O-line were like that 3-4. Like the offensive line wasn't like there were some bad games, but I never thought it was like overwhelming for Jones where there was times where it's like he's got nobody to freaking throw here or everything's shut down quick or there's no reads to get to.
I saw and I with my own 2 eyes and of course on social media the passing tree for the wide receivers is disgusting. It's the same routes. There's no kind of ingenuity. There's nothing going on. There's no nothing. It's just like if that doesn't get better, I mean, yeah. And you're right. That's why they brought in X amount of people. And I do agree that Judge said we're opening this up. There is no coaching scare. Not that I think they say those words, and I don't, But,
yeah, it's not like a meeting with Jason Garrett being like, "What freaking?" But it's like when they're doing their, right now they're installing the offense, putting together stuff. I do think there's a little more focus on doing some stuff. And I will say now, Freddie Kitchens is the run game coordinator, so it's not like he's not the pass game coordinator. But there was a difference, and I'm a psycho. Like we talked about before the draft stuff. I'm a psycho. I literally would chart plays that had 2 routes 15 yards down the field and plays that didn't. Yeah. The most all year was Cleveland with Colt McCoy at quarterback with Freddie Kitchens as OC. And then we saw it open up a little more the next 2 weeks versus Baltimore and Dallas. And Baltimore, we didn't put up points, but when I watched that game, I was like, Jones is figuring stuff out. He's got guys downfield. He's diagnosing stuff. And it's like, well, they had a 3rd down drop. that pass to Austin Mack. It's like it's a beautiful ball, great defense. So it's like you can understand stuff. It's like, okay, maybe this was a wake-up call for them to be like, hey, look, we can open it up a little bit, And then the Arizona game, it's like he was banged up. That was probably the only thing I was just really mad at Joe Judge for this year was like, dude, how'd you send that kid out in the second half with the bad hammy and then a sprained ankle in the second quarter? That was the only time all year where I was like, what the hell? Like that's messed up, dude. But also Jones probably hit it too, so I can't be too mad at him.
100%. Let me ask you a question. Let's say the Giants pick Slater. What's your offensive line look like?
So I've come around to the idea. I have more hope for Matt Parrott than I do Shane Lemieux. Okay. So if Parrott is, he looked bigger too in that picture that Pat Regazzo posted the other day. I'm fine with him playing guard. I'm fine with Slater playing guard. Now, if Parrott struggles, put him out of tackle. But I am fine with him playing right guard. And then I would let Shane Lemieux and Will Hernandez battle it out for left guard.
Which is what you want to see in camp.
And really, Matt Parrott's good in the run game, but he's not the mauler that Andrew Thomas is. Matt Parrott has the ability to be a great pass blocker if he fixes some stuff that is very fixable. And he has all the tools. Slater's not going to be the bully in the run game, but he's going to be really good in the pass game and good in the zone stuff. So I would have it like the tale of two sides. You have Slater and Parrott next to each other who are very similar players. And then you have Thomas and then Hernandez or Lemieux, whoever wins. Both those guys are the maulers too. So it's like, all right, this is our mauling side. This is our more technical, athletic side of the line. And then Nick Gates being himself in the middle.
And then you have the fighter in the middle.
Yeah. So I want to know lineman. I would love
it.
I'm gonna post the link again for the tickets. We're coming up on an hour. I know you got stuff to do. One last time before we go, what's the deal with the tailgate baseball field? It's not a baseball field, right? What baseball field is it at?
Yeah, it's the Palisades Credit Union Park in Pomona, New York. So if you Google where Pomona, New York, just Google the Boulder Stadium. It's an outstanding stadium. It's a minor league facility, and that's where I have my softball games. And I decided to do this tailgate, and thank you very much for posting it. I really, really do appreciate it. It's gonna be a crazy draft tailgate party. 4:00, the gates will open. The parking lot will open. There'll be grilling and Giants walking around and loud music and food and beer and everything you want in the parking lot. And 2 hours later, the gates will open to the stadium. We'll have Giants walking around. We'll have my pop-up shop where, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm bringing that night.
Bam.
Right, just a whole bunch of crap.
Your mic again.
What do you think?
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful picture.
I know. So and then the draft at 8:00 where I think the Giants are going to draft an absolute beast at 11, and I don't give a shit who it is.
Let's get it. Let's make it happen. Go to the draft party. It's killing me I'm not going to be there, but I already know some of our listeners are going to be there. So go out there, Talking Giants versus the world. Licensed plate guy, member of the Talking Giants Ring of Honor, so he's versus the world too.
Yeah, so. Hey, Bobby, it is pretty cool when I jump on here with you, Talking Giants, Justin, whoever. I do appreciate it. You guys are extremely knowledgeable, which makes it fun to talk Giants football. So thanks for having me, bro.
Appreciate you. All right, see you guys.